Viewers, it's been a momentous day. The Prime Minister landed in Leh totally unexpectedly today, catching China by absolute surprise, and one would have to say the whole of India. In a visit that spanned over 5 hours, the Prime Minister not only took the lead in assessing the ground situation for himself in some of the forward areas, but also ensured that China heard for itself the resolve of our forces. Amidst chants of Vande Mataram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai that echoed through the mountains, the Prime Minister roared a warning to China that has left the belligerent Communist Party chiefs rattled. In fact, viewers, no Indian Prime Minister in the last 5 decades has taken the tone that the Prime Minister took against China in the manner that Modi has done today. The fiery speech in which the Prime Minister described China as an expansionist power was sandwiched between an unfiltered, completely unspontaneous, unfiltered briefing from the force commanders and a visit to the field hospital to meet the gallants of Galwan. Those are the pictures, viewers, in the center of your screens. The Prime Minister getting a briefing from the operational commanders here, from the GOC in command of this particular area. And to the right, he called upon each one of the injured soldiers who had tested not just the mettle of China, but given a bloody nose to Chinese arrogance. Viewers, as I told you, his visit and the electrifying address to the public through the forces has completely electrified the country today. Completely. Listen in to the words of the Prime Minister.
लेह लद्दाख से लेकर करगिल और सियाचिन तक, रेजांगला की बर्फीली चोटियां से लेकर गलवान घाटी के ठंडे पानी की धारा तक, हर चोटी, हर पहाड़, हर जर्रा, हर कंकड़, पत्थर भारतीय सैनिकों के पराक्रम की गवाही देते हैं। लद्दाख का तो ये पूरा हिस्सा ये भारत का मस्तक है। 130 करोड़ भारतीयों के मान सम्मान का प्रतीक है। ये भूमि भारत के लिए सर्वस्व त्याग करने के लिए हमेशा तैयार रहने वाले राष्ट्रभक्तों की धरती है। विस्तारवाद का युग समाप्त हो चुका है। ये युग विकासवाद का है। तेजी से बदलते हुए समय में विकासवाद ही प्रासंगिक है। विकासवाद के लिए ही अवसर है और विकासवाद ही भविष्य का आधार भी है। बीती शताब्दियों में विस्तारवाद ने ही मानवता का सबसे ज्यादा हित किया, मानवता को विनाश करने का प्रयास किया। विस्तारवाद की जीत जब किसी पर सवार हुई है, उसने हमेशा विश्व शांति के सामने खतरा पैदा किया है। और साथियों, ये न भूले, इतिहास गवाह है कि ऐसी ताकतें मिट गई हैं या मुड़ने के लिए मजबूर हो गई है। विश्व का हमेशा यही अनुभव रहा है और इसी अनुभव के आधार पर अब इस बार फिर से पूरे विश्व ने विस्तारवाद के खिलाफ मन बना लिया है। आज विश्व विकासवाद को समर्पित है और विकास की खुली स्पर्धा का स्वागत कर रहा है। 14 कोर की जांबाजी के किस्से तो हर तरफ है। दुनिया ने आपका अदम्य साहस देखा है, जाना है। आपकी शौर्य गाथाएं घर घर में गूंज रही है और भारत माता के दुश्मनों ने आपकी फायर हुई देखी है और आपकी फ्यूरी भी।
Well, that speech enthused the troops, and the Prime Minister stepped off the dais and walked amongst the troops to a beautiful sound, that the Chinese would have also heard. Listen to this, viewers. We're cutting full screen to these pictures. Listen to the sounds.
वंदे माता की भारत माता की वंदे 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 माता की भारत माता की वंदे 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 माता की भारत माता की वंदे वंदे वंदे।
Soon after, the Prime Minister also went and visited the Galwan Braves, viewers, and he gave them an impromptu speech. We will be playing out all of that in just about 15 to 20 minutes. Stay tuned for that. That's very, very special. That chemistry you will not see. Very, very special. That's him there amongst the troops. Then he goes to the field hospital. The pictures will be on your screens in just about 10 seconds. This is a complete game changer, viewers. It's a watershed moment. No Indian Prime Minister has spoken using the kind of words that he has to describe China in the last 50 plus years. Let me tell you that emphatically. Yet we have some individuals in the opposition that have come out and berated the Prime Minister, once again doubted the version that has been put out by our braves. Rahul Gandhi took the lead, unfortunately, once again. Even today, viewers, on a day when the Prime Minister went out there to boost the morale of our forces, to ensure that they also feel the weight of the nation behind them. But we have had individuals putting out videos. Unfortunately, in this particular video, there was a great deal of fakery. First, let's put out the tweet. Rahul Gandhi came out and said, who do we believe? The Prime Minister says nobody took our land. Ladakhis say China took our land. Obviously, someone is lying. So Rahul Gandhi tweeted what was purportedly a video containing a large number of testimonies from ordinary Ladakhis saying that don't believe our forces, don't believe the official version, the Chinese are in occupation of our land. But guess what, viewers? Times Now did a fact check. And we found out that several of these individuals are actually Congress party workers. Now, how do you expect them? How do you expect them, viewers, to set aside their loyalties to a particular party and champion the cause of our forces? This is precisely the nature of the problem, viewers. How do we expect them to take an independent line of the Congress party to which they are betrothed? Almost 9 of these individuals, 9 out of some 20 odd, and we are still ascertaining the identity of the others, have turned out to be politicians associated with the Congress party, serving in the Congress party, viewers. Where is the sense of the Congress's occasion? This is not even constructive, viewers. This is chamchagiri of China. The need of the hour is to boost the morale of our forces, not question their integrity. Let's open this out. Let's open this out, and I want to go straight across to Abhijit Iyer Mitra and General G.D. Bakshi. Abhijit Mitra, you're a strategic affairs analyst. You work with one of India's leading think tanks. This is a game-changing moment in this entire 3 to 4 month standoff. Would you describe it as such? Or do you think that the Prime Minister was staging, according to the opposition that is, a PR stunt to boost his own image?
Rahul, what worries me is that the opposition has been in power the longest in Indian history, and they don't understand what it is to boost the morale of your forces. You know, people, they're not fighting for their salary. You know, these are people who are literally signing contracts to give their lives away for the country, and you don't pay them much for it. You know, at the very least, you expect your leaders to stand for you, to stand by you, and to treat you properly. That is what the Prime Minister did. He showed them how much they mattered to him. He showed them how much their sacrifice mattered to him. And this is what any good leader does. He goes and visits his troops in the front line. He goes and unka hausla buland karna, so to say. He gives them that spirit. Right? We acknowledged our dead. You know, the Chinese, they're behaving like the terrorists they sent up in Kargil and the terrorists they housed in Balakot. They don't even want to acknowledge their own dead. They don't even want to make their funerals public. They don't even want to show gratitude for people who died for their national interest. And here we are, they've hidden nothing from the public. Our Prime Minister is going and, showing them that the entire nation is standing behind them. Please remember, this is not Narendra Modi we are talking about. This is the Prime Minister of India. And I really want to know, things like this get me really angry, because these people don't seem to think that they're Indian anymore. They're scoring cheap political points on a national issue. This is one of those issues that should have never been politicized. You ask him questions by all means. Okay, but this is not some cheap publicity stunt. Let us be clear about this.
It's not a cheap publicity stunt. Mr. Mitra Iyer, who is not really a fan of the Prime Minister himself, is saying that today we need to distinguish between the Prime Minister's personage and the office that he holds. You can't get a better endorsement than that. But there are some who are indulging in adolescent political one-upmanship. There's no other way of saying it. Mr. Rajiv Desai, what Rahul Gandhi did today, tweeting out bites, comments of Congress workers and passing them off as those of Ladakhis, trying to suggest that the ordinary Ladakhi out there disagrees with the Prime Minister and the version that has been put out by our forces. Remember, I want to show you these pictures, Mr. Desai, in case you missed them. The forces commander there is briefing the Prime Minister of the situation on the ground. There is an easel that has been erected. Nizam Bhai, can you pull out those pictures immediately? An easel is being erected and the forces commander is briefing the Prime Minister about the situation on the ground. This is an unfiltered. There it is. Let's hold these pictures. PM briefed at Nimu, briefing on the banks of the Zanskar River. There you can see it. PM being informed about the LAC build-up on a map. Lieutenant General Y.K. Joshi, who is one of the bravest of braves in our armed forces, who has fought in Kargil, would not lie, sir, to his own Prime Minister and therefore stand to misinform the nation. But Rajiv Desai, there are people who are questioning even our forces today. How does that go down?
Actually, what is more embarrassing, Rahul, is the manner in which journalists have signed on to this Prime Minister's propaganda stunt. I mean, he has told us that there has been no aggression by the Chinese. The Chinese never entered our territory. They never took any post. But still 20 people died. And now he's gone there and he's given one of these dramatic Hindi film-style speeches. and just ahead of the ahead of the Bihar election, and B, in the face of a being completely overwhelmed by the COVID spread and death toll, and I just,
Mr. Desai, I think you're misleading the Prime Minister if you have forgotten.
Now you can.
No, listen to me. No. There's no PR. Don't lie on this channel. Now listen to me. I'm going to call you out. The Prime Minister acknowledged that the Indian. No, one second. The Prime Minister acknowledged that there was a. No, please listen to me. The Prime Minister acknowledged that there was a clash. He even said, and I think you have forgotten, sir. You have completely forgotten that he said that our forces marte mare hain. Marte. Have you forgotten? And he is going there. He is going there to ensure that our men don't fall for the propaganda that is put out by the opposition on a daily basis. In fact, you should be today taking Rahul Gandhi to task for faking claims. Look at that video that I'm going to put out for you. Look at that video. Rahul Gandhi tweets a video which is loaded with a large number of Congress workers mouthing Congress propaganda, which seems like an extension of Chinese propaganda. And Rajiv Desai is today questioning the media of this country, questioning the intelligence of analysts, questioning the patriotism and the bravery of our soldiers. That, sir, is really stretching it. Okay, anyhow, look, you may hate the Prime Minister, sir. You may want to salute Xi Jinping, but don't lie and mislead the country. The Prime Minister acknowledged that there was a clash. It was a bloody clash in which India's Jawans marte mare hain. He paid tribute to Colonel Babu, and let's not take away from our forces the one claim they have above all else: their valor, their integrity. I want to bring in General Bakshi. General Bakshi, as a man who has served in the military, how do you react to what Rajiv Desai and some of his cohorts in the Congress party have said today? And I don't want to repeat some of the bilge that has been mouthed by some of these individuals, including, and let me actually put it on record. This is what Manoj Jha says. The Prime Minister loves optics. Diplomatic initiatives are important for him. There is another individual who comes out and says, this is not the stage for you to give a speech. If you had to give a speech, you should have given it and not broadcast it. General Bakshi, what do you make of this?
You know, Rahul, the Prime Minister, as part of his duty, is duty-bound to visit his boys when there is such a grievous clash that has taken place, leading to 20 fatality, leading to 20 of our boys being martyred. The Prime Minister has done his bounden duty. He's gone to pay homage to those braves, not from sitting in an air-conditioned office in New Delhi, not by getting briefed in a war room in the taverns of South Block, but by going to ground zero, by going to the Corps headquarters, where under whose aegis this entire fracas is being tackled. Look, Rahul, he has to address multiple audiences. The first audience was the boys who fought, the brave hearts who laid down their lives, the brave hearts who are lying wounded in the hospital. That is his first primary audience today. It was. The second audience was the people of India. The people of India, some of whom were feeling that he possibly had not mentioned the boys in his address to the country 2 days ago. What they did not know was that he was waiting to go to ground zero to meet the boys and talk to them face to face, and not over an electronic link. I want to tell you, Rahul, that he was also addressing an audience which consisted of China and Pakistan. He had given them a clear message.
No, but the opposition, General Bakshi, says it's all optics. This is all optics.
It was optics.
Headline management.
Of reaching out to the audiences. national, transnational, global. You have to do strategic communication, or will the Prime Minister have to hold up on that so that it doesn't annoy the Congress? Look, the fact of the matter is, Rahul, that the world today is reeling under a pan epidemic which has been caused by China.
They weaponized the virus.
Take advantage of that pandemic.
They have weaponized the virus. Now they want to take advantage and they want to push through. The Prime Minister goes there, chants Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai, enthuses our forces, salutes their valor. Professor Saroj Giri, I'm just coming out to GVL Narasimha Rao. Let me bring in Professor Saroj Giri as well as Ashutosh. Ashutosh, let me ask you first. Do you believe that this was not the theatre for the Prime Minister to make his speech? If so, why?
No, Rahul, first of all, I think the Prime Minister has done a good job. He should have gone. If there is a crisis in the border, who will go? The Prime Minister will go, but the Prime Minister represents country and the country looks at the Prime Minister that he will take certain steps. So there is no doubt about it. I have no problem with that, going over there, making a speech, whatever he said. And I think he made a very forceful speech also. I appreciate that. But at least he had admitted partly that Chinese had made an intrusion into our territory. Because on 15th, 16th, he said that na koi aaya hai, na koi ghusa hai, na koi kabza kiya hai. I think this is a slightly away from that speech. Today, when he's saying that the Chinese are expansionists, that means China had made
what
an attempt
basis are
to
you
enter
saying,
in our
sir, they
territory.
came in, that they've taken over our land? I mean, what basis are you saying these things?
Can I respond?
Yeah, please.
If you had gone through the three discussions which has taken place between the Lieutenant General of India's side and the Major General from the Chinese side, what we are discussing? We are discussing that the status quo ante should be established.
Okay.
That wherever Chinese were there on the 30th of April, they should go back. This itself justifies, this is still
Abhijit
verify
Iyer
the
Mitra,
fact that Chinese had come into our territory.
Who is an expert at looking at all sorts of satellite and cartographic data. I want to bring you in on this. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, has the Indian establishment been lying to the people?
No. And this was brought up by one of my co-panelists. What the Prime Minister said is the Chinese are no longer on our territory. Now, we can discuss the modalities of territory versus our side of the LAC. He never said that they did not come into our side of the LAC. So remember, that is number one. Number two, I'm listening to these people in disbelief. They lost the elections, the 2014 elections badly. They lost the 2019 elections even worse. And they still don't seem to have recalibrated their strategy or taken ground input on how nationalism in this country works. I'm just sitting here thinking, are these people even serious about winning an election? Nationalism may be an esoteric concept for people like us, for people who wear suits and live in air-conditioned rooms. But remember, for the ordinary man, it is nationalism and this belief in Bharat Mata that keeps him or her going. All right? You can't just go around running roughshod. Now, should the Prime Minister be criticized by the opposition? Of course he is. The problem is you don't do it in a way where you segue off a visit that he is doing to our troops to boost their morale and then, sort of hurl dirt all over that visit.
There you go. Okay. Ashutosh, is this the time? Let me ask you, is it opportune for the... Yes, 1 second. Ashutosh, is it opportune for this, for the opposition to sit here and throw dirt at a time when the Prime Minister is going on a very constructive endeavor? What do you think he's doing there?
See, you might call it a dirt. I call it the Prime Minister should always be questioned whenever and wherever.
No, question, yes, but on what facts? Where are the facts?
No.
Where are the facts? You can't spin lies. I mean, if Rahul Gandhi is going to put out fake videos, sorry, to suggest that, Ladakhis are all up in arms. There are Ladakhis who want to serve.
There are no fake videos.
There are Ladakhis who want to serve.
Just because you say so.
Where are those voices? Times Now took out those voices.
I think you remember the BJP member of parliament.
It's a
You
lie.
remember, there is a...
These are not ordinary Ladakis. He said ordinary Ladakis. Where are these ordinary Ladakis? They are paid up members of the Congress party.
Loyalty to the Congress.
No, what do you mean? These are paid up members of the Congress party. There are hundreds of others who are part of the BJP. You should have interviewed them also.
And you are nobody.
Don't be silly.
You are nobody to dismiss.
No, don't be silly, please. Don't be silly.
Who do you think you are?
Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Mister, listen, you come here. All twisted
Don't
up.
say listen. Don't say
No,
listen.
don't be
Stop,
silly.
stop.
Don't trivialize this and be silly.
I have never
You cannot
disrespected you
have.
now.
You cannot
You
have
disrespect
a
anybody.
independent
Fact is,
assessment,
you can't just dismiss things as a
Mr.
lie.
Rajiv
What
Desai.
nonsense.
If you are going to bring in Congress party members to spew a narrative that you want to hear, how can that be a credible exercise? Isn't that a fraud?
Don't you bring in people to spew your narrative? Aren't
Which
you
people?
spewing their narrative?
General
You're
Bakshi
spewing
doesn't
the
owe me
BJP
anything.
narrative.
General
You're
Bakshi
spewing
has
the
served the
Prime
country.
Minister's narrative.
Abhijit
So
Iyer
what's
Mitra
wrong with
doesn't owe me
somebody else?
anything.
Spewing another narrative.
These are independent analysts.
You're spewing their narrative. I have told you before. As a journalist, you're spewing a government narrative.
My dear,
That's
Mr.
embarrassing.
Rajiv Desai,
That's
I am not
embarrassing.
going to. No, I'm not going to spew Chinese narrative here. If you think,
This is not a
if you
Chinese
think that
narrative.
Times Now is going
This
to
is a
spew
professional
Chinese narrative, you
of
are in for a
journalism teacher who
big
is
shock.
disappointed,
Sorry,
upset,
we
and
don't
disgusted
sound like the
at the
Chinese.
manner
We are
in
not
which you take
funded.
sides.
No, 1 second.
I have been a journalist.
1 second, sir.
I'm a practicing
We don't
journalist.
take. We
I've
don't.
been
No,
a
listen to me,
journalism
please,
teacher. I'm here to tell you that
Mr. Desai.
the way you take sides
You are,
is a shame.
Why not?
It's
Why not? What is
shameful
wrong
journalism.
with siding with
There
our
is nothing
forces?
objective.
What is
There is
wrong
no-
with siding with our
nothing
forces? What
objective
crime have our forces
Nothing
committed?
objective.
They have
And
lost
you
their
pretend.
men, they put their
You
lives
run
out
down
there.
the opposition,
What is
you
wrong in
praise the
siding with our
government
forces?
and say, oh,
What
I
is
did a
wrong in
great
saying
job.
that our
That's all
forces are being
nonsense.
maligned?
Come on, you know
You
what
might
I'm talking
think it a
about,
problem,
Rahul.
sir.
Be
I
ashamed
don't.
of yourself.
In this particular
Be ashamed.
context, I don't. Had
Be
they committed a
ashamed.
crime, yes,
Be
we can have a
ashamed.
debate. But if their
Be
crime
ashamed.
is that they
What you're
fought the
doing to the
Chinese,
profession
that they
of
pushed them back,
journalism
that
is
they
an
threw them behind
embarrassment.
PP14,
It's an
and they lost their
embarrassment to the
lives
profession
in
of
the
journalism.
process, but
Not
also
right.
inflicted
It's not right
casualties
what
on
you're
the
doing.
Chinese, then,
It's
sir,
not
that
right.
is not a crime.
You
And we are
cannot
proud
do
to
stuff
stand
like
with our
this.
forces in
You
an
are
act of
ruining
great gallantry in Galwan.
You
1 minute.
are
GVR Narasimha Rao.
violating every
GVR
tenet
Narasimha Rao,
of
why don't you
professional
respond
journalism.
to Rajiv
Every
Desai?
tenet.
No,
Every tenet.
they are, you see, if people like Mr. Rajiv Desai, they do not understand the mood of the people in this country. I think they seem to be living on a Chinese land.
My Congress
You may
office
possibly
looking for
be
work.
listening
Don't talk
to
nonsense.
Chinese TV today. Talk to
When I
people
was
on the
advising
street.
them.
They will tell you how Rahul Gandhi and their own Congress CWC members are questioning
don't
him.
understand.
They realize
And the
what
big deal.
the kind of position that Mr. Rahul Gandhi takes is completely antithetical to India's interests. People on the street are finding Rahul Gandhi, he's being increasingly seen as a Chinese Gandhi. So far, we have done only vote bank
That's what
politics
you're
in
doing.
Pakistan.
That's what you're
Now
trying
today
to
you're
do.
being
That's what you're
accused
trying to
of
do.
being
Anybody
doing
who's
no
Gentlemen, let's not
politics.
speak over each other, please.
Propaganda. I did not interject when you spoke. No, please listen.
GVR Narasimha Rao didn't speak over you, Mr. Desai, please. He didn't speak over you.
Rahul, what the Prime Minister has done today,
Absolute
this is an
nonsense.
epoch-making
Okay.
trip by the Prime Minister.
General
There is a
Bakshi, the
paradigm
BJP
shift.
says it's an
There is a
epoch-making trip by the Prime Minister. He has broken through a particular stance that India has taken over the last 5.5, 6 decades. Do you believe this to be true?
Look, Rahul, the Prime Minister has gone to Ladakh because it is a part of his bounden duty to sustain national morale, military morale, especially at a difficult juncture like this, when there are 20,000 Chinese troops posturing opposite eastern Ladakh and another 20,000 Pakistani troops and al-Badr terrorists posturing in Gilgit-Baltistan. I thought in any other country, this would have been a serious enough situation to let the people close ranks and come together to face the enemy at the gate. Not in India.
Okay.
Where we have an
Professor
infantile-
Saroj Giri, who is an associate professor, leftist associate professor from Delhi University, now comes in. Professor Saroj Giri, how do you describe the Prime Minister's visit there?
I think I would say that as the Prime Minister, I think it was a very positive thing that he went and met the troops there, and he Prime Minister should be doing it. And if you are saying that, this hasn't happened in the last couple of decades, then I think I agree with you. But my difference with the way this, we are framing this discussion is that I think, we are too tied up in this India-Pakistan kind of a framework. When it comes to China, India-China is not India-Pakistan. You can't use that kind of a framework. And I would say, I will just draw your attention to what Mike Pompeo said after the Galwan thing. There's also something called global geopolitics. Mike Pompeo said that we are going to stand against China. He was, of course, hinting the South China Sea and Hong Kong and all of that. But some people also read into this that somewhere US is saying that, look, what China is doing with India is wrong. So what China is doing is that for China, the prime enemy, unlike with Pakistan, for whom the prime enemy, they treat India as their prime enemy. For China, India is not the prime enemy, it's the US. And India has a, hold on. So there's something called global geopolitics. You can't just understand everything in terms of... I'll tell you, sir,
the similarity between China and Pakistan and their outlook.
Hold on. That is true.
China wants to dominate every square inch of its own backyard. It thinks that India is a subordinate power, it's a vassal state and must submit and supplicate before the Chinese. It has no different, ambitions than Pakistan does. And no greater delusions. Let me tell you, both countries are run by a deep state which are not answerable to the people. In one country, you have the ISI military complex. On this side, you have a bunch of apartheids from a communist core aligned with the military, and they push one particular puppet ruler. In this particular case, is Xi Jinping, and on the other side is Imran Khan. Both are land grabbers. Both are land grabbers. Both have a revanchist view. No, since you are talking about geopolitics, both have a revanchist view of where they want to be. Pakistan thinks that it is its bounden duty is to recapture the subcontinent like latter-day Mughals. And for the Chinese, they think that they are going to realize their great ambition of breaking out of the Middle Kingdom and swallowing the rest of the world because the world owes it to them. Any more differences you want?
That's true.
No, both countries subjugate their minorities. One puts them into gulags and re-education camps. The other one just shoots them, butchers them, or converts them. There are a lot of similarities. You want to get into the similarities? China is the mother of Pakistan, sir. It funds Pakistan.
I think you are not getting anything.
It's the mother.
Rahul.
No, we are not sitting here and giving certificates to the Chinese, sir.
Nobody is giving a certificate to anyone. Good. You are trying to sell certificates here. Hold on, let me finish. You have called me to your program, now learn to listen. So what I'm saying is that if you see Modi's steps, what all he has done, I do not agree at all the way Congress is attacking Modi.
Good.
Rahul Gandhi is attacking. I do not at all. And also the way you are supporting Modi. I think Modi does not need the kind of support some of you guys are giving. I think Modi really is playing like a statesman. He's not doing war hysteria, and I congratulate him for that.
So he shouldn't be supported for that?
I think, hold on. Sorry?
He shouldn't be supported for that. You're also supporting him. You're saying he's doing the right thing?
Of course, he's doing the right thing. He's not.
If someone is doing the right thing, you can't say that they're doing the right thing.
Of course, I'm saying it. Yeah, what's up with you?
No, I'm saying if someone agrees with you, is there a problem? Do you have a problem with that, or should we always disagree?
Hold on. You come out of your blinkers. I'm not just out to bash Modi. I'm not that kind of a leftist, Okay?
Well, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm glad for you, sir. I'm glad for you.
There's something. I don't need your certificates, yeah. Please just listen to me, So I think we should look at the ground situation. So I think I would like to look at this from the framework of the US-China kind of a relationship. And what China is doing in Galwan is also hooked onto their larger ambitions where they don't want India to come close to the US. And as you know, Modi also, not just Modi, India as a whole, has a continuous warm relationship with the US. And China doesn't want that.
Just till recently, you were saying that Xi Jinping and Modi were swinging around on a swinging around in Gujarat on a swing. Were at some historical site, down south. They are the greatest of friends. I mean, come on.
That's why Modi is
listen, you can't keep changing the yardsticks and the goalposts every 30 minutes, sir. You hop from one channel to the other and you change your perspective. Look, one second. China has a problem with 14 countries. It has a border problem with 14 countries. It has usurped Russian land. It has usurped Tibet. It has usurped Xinjiang. It has usurped in the South China Sea. several countries, islands. It is eyeing Taiwan.
I know.
It is it wants to gobble up. It wants to gobble up Vietnam, and you're talking about some. Listen, don't be an apologist. Hit the nail on the head. Speak from where it matters. This is an India-China problem, and Modi is tackling it. Now, the point is, we can discuss whether he's on the right. No, 1 second. Whether he's on the right path, we can have a nuanced discussion on whether he has chosen the right strategy. But certainly on a day like this, when he's gone there to do what any prime minister would do in a fraught time like this, let's not henpeck. And I'm glad at least, sir, you have had the sense today, Professor Giri, for not criticizing him for doing this, unlike some of our opposition leaders. But viewers, listen to the address that has set the national imagination on fire today. Listen to this address, listen to the words that he has picked, and listen to the phrases he has used to describe China, even though he hasn't named China. Listen to this.
भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय। साथियों, आपका ये हौसला, आपका शौर्य और मां भारती के मान सम्मान की रक्षा के लिए आपका समर्पण अतुलनीय है। आपकी जीवटता भी दुनिया में किसी से भी कम नहीं है। जिन कठिन परिस्थितियों में, जिस ऊंचाई पर आप मां भारती की ढाल बन करके उसकी रक्षा करते हैं, उसकी सेवा करते हैं, उसका मुकाबला पूरे विश्व में कोई नहीं कर सकता है। आपका साहस उस ऊंचाई से भी ऊंचा है जहां आप तैनात हैं। आपका निश्चय उस घाटी से भी सख्त है जिसको रोज आप अपने कदमों से नापते हैं। आपकी भुजाएं उन चट्टानों जैसी मजबूत है जो आपके इर्द गिर्द खड़ी है। आपकी इच्छा शक्ति आसपास के पर्वतों जितनी अटल है। आज आपके बीच आकर मैं इसे महसूस कर रहा हूं, साक्षात अपनी आंखों से इसे देख रहा हूं। साथियों, जब देश की रक्षा आपके हाथों में है, आपके मजबूत इरादों में है, तो एक अटूट विश्वास है। सिर्फ मुझे नहीं, पूरे देश को अटूट विश्वास है और देश निश्चिंत भी है। आप जब सरहद पर डटे हैं तो यही बात प्रत्येक देशवासी को देश के लिए दिन रात काम करने के लिए प्रेरित करती है। आत्मनिर्भर भारत का संकल्प आप लोगों के कारण, आपके त्याग, बलिदान, पुरुषार्थ के कारण और मजबूत होता है। और अभी जो आपने और आपके साथियों ने वीरता दिखाई है, उसने पूरी दुनिया में ये संदेश दिया है कि भारत की ताकत क्या है। और मैं मेरे सामने महिला फौजियों को भी देख रहा हूं। युद्ध के मैदान में, सीमा पर, ये दृश्य अपने आप को प्रेरणा देता है। साथियों, राष्ट्र कवि रामधारी सिंह दिनकर जी ने लिखा था, जिनके सिंहनाद से सहमी, जिनके सिंहनाद से सहमी, धरती रही अभी तक डोल। कलम आज उनकी जय बोल, कलम आज उनकी जय बोल। तो मैं आज अपनी वाणी से आपकी जय बोलता हूं, आपका अभिनंदन करता हूं। मैं गलवान घाटी में शहीद हुए अपने वीर जवानों को भी पुनः श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूं। इनमें पूरब से, पश्चिम से, उत्तर से, दक्षिण से, देश के हर कोने के वीर अपना शौर्य दिखाते थे। उनके पराक्रम, उनके सिंहनाद से धरती अब भी उनका जयकारा कर रही है। आज हर देशवासी का सिर आपके सामने, अपने देश के वीर सैनिकों के सामने आदरपूर्वक नतमस्तक होकर के नमन करता है। आज हर भारतीय की छाती आपकी वीरता और पराक्रम से फूली हुई है। साथियों, सिंधु के आशीर्वाद से ये धरती पुण्य हुई है। वीर सपूतों के शौर्य और पराक्रम की गाथाओं को ये धरती अपने आप में समेटे हुए है। लेह लद्दाख से लेकर करगिल और सियाचिन तक, रेजांगला की बर्फीली चोटियां से लेकर गलवान घाटी के ठंडे पानी की धारा तक, हर चोटी, हर पहाड़, हर जर्रा जर्रा, हर कंकड़, पत्थर भारतीय सैनिकों के पराक्रम की गवाही देते हैं। 14 कोर की जांबाजी के किस्से तो हर तरफ है। दुनिया ने आपका अदम्य साहस देखा है, जाना है। आपकी शौर्य गाथाएं घर घर में गूंज रही है और भारत माता के दुश्मनों ने आपकी फायर गोली देखी है और आपकी फ्यूरी भी। साथियों, लद्दाख का तो ये पूरा हिस्सा ये भारत का मस्तक है। 130 करोड़ भारतीयों के मान सम्मान का प्रतीक है। ये भूमि भारत के लिए सर्वस्व त्याग करने के लिए हमेशा तैयार रहने वाले राष्ट्रभक्तों की धरती है। इस धरती ने कुशक बकुला रिम्पोछे जैसे महान राष्ट्रभक्त देश को दिए हैं। ये रिम्पोछे जी ही उन्हीं के कारण जिन्होंने दुश्मन के नापाक इरादों में स्थानीय लोगों को लामबंद किया। रिम्पोंछे की अगुवाई में यहां अलगाव पैदा करने की हर साजिश को लद्दाख की राष्ट्रभक्त जनता ने नाकाम किया। ये उन्हीं के प्रेरक प्रयासों का परिणाम था कि देश को, भारतीय सेना को लद्दाख स्काउट नाम से इन्फेंट्री रेजिमेंट बनाने का प्रेरणा मिली। आज लद्दाख के लोग हर स्तर पर, चाहे वो सेना हो या सामान्य नागरिक के कर्तव्य हो, राष्ट्र को सशक्त करने के लिए अद्भुत योगदान दे रहे हैं। साथियों, हमारे यहां कहा जाता है, खड्गेन आक्रम्य भंजितः, खड्गेन आक्रमः भुंजितः, वीर भोग्या वसुंधरा, यानी वीर अपने शस्त्र की ताकत से ही धरती की, मातृभूमि की रक्षा करते हैं। ये धरती वीर भोग्या है, वीरों के लिए है। इसकी रक्षा सुरक्षा को हमारा समर्थ और सामर्थ्य, हमारा संकल्प हिमालय जितना ही ऊंचा है। ये सामर्थ्य और ये संकल्प में इस समय आपकी आंखों में मैं देख सकता हूं, आपके चेहरों पर ये साफ साफ नजर आता है। आप उसी धरती के वीर हैं जिसने हजारों वर्षों से अनेकों आक्रांताओं के हमलों को, अत्याचारों का मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिया है। हम, और ये हमारी पहचान है, हम वो लोग हैं जो बांसुरीधारी कृष्ण की पूजा करते हैं, तो हम वही लोग हैं जो सुदर्शन चक्रधारी कृष्ण को भी आदर्श मान करके चलते हैं। इसी प्रेरणा से हर आक्रमण के बाद भारत और सशक्त होकर उभरा है। साथियों, राष्ट्र की, दुनिया की, मानवता की प्रगति के लिए शांति और मित्रता हर कोई स्वीकार करता है, हर कोई मानता है बहुत जरूरी है। लेकिन हम ये भी जानते हैं कि शांति निर्बल कभी नहीं ला सकता। कमजोर शांति की पहल नहीं कर सकता। वीरता ही शांति की पूर्व शर्त होती है। भारत आज जल, थल, नभ और अंतरिक्ष तक अगर अपनी ताकत बढ़ा रहा है तो उसके पीछे का लक्ष्य मानव कल्याण ही है। भारत आज आधुनिक अस्त्र शस्त्र का निर्माण कर रहा है। दुनिया के आधुनिक से आधुनिक तकनीक भारत की सेना के लिए ला रहे हैं, तो उसके पीछे की भावना भी यही है। भारत अगर आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का निर्माण तेजी से कर रहा है तो उसके पीछे का संदेश भी यही है। विश्व युद्ध को अगर हम याद करें, विश्व युद्ध हो या फिर शांति की बात, जब भी जरूरत पड़ी है विश्व ने हमारे वीरों का पराक्रम भी देखा है और विश्व शांति के उनके प्रयासों को महसूस भी किया है। हमने हमेशा मानवता की, इंसानियत की, ह्यूमैनिटी की रक्षा और सुरक्षा के लिए काम किया है, जीवन खपाया है। आप सभी भारत के इसी लक्ष्य को, भारत की इसी परंपरा को, भारत की इस महान संस्कृति को स्थापित करने वाले अगवा लीडर हो। साथियों, महान संत तिरुवल्लुवर जी ने सैकड़ों वर्ष पूर्व कहा था, मारामाणम मांडह वड़ी चेलव तेतुम येना नानगे येमम पढ़ाई कहा। यानी शौर्य, सम्मान, मर्यादा पूर्ण व्यवहार की परंपरा और विश्वसनीयता, ये चार गुण किसी भी देश की सेना का प्रतिबिंब होते हैं। भारत की सेनाएं हमेशा से इसी मार्ग पर चली है। साथियों, विस्तारवाद का युग समाप्त हो चुका है। ये युग विकासवाद का है। तेजी से बदलते हुए समय में विकासवाद ही प्रासंगिक है। विकासवाद के लिए ही अवसर है और विकासवाद ही भविष्य का आधार भी है। बीती शताब्दियों में विस्तारवाद ने ही मानवता का सबसे ज्यादा हित किया, मानवता को विनाश करने का प्रयास किया। विस्तारवाद की जीत जब किसी पर सवार हुई है, उसने हमेशा विश्व शांति के सामने खतरा पैदा किया है। और साथियों, ये न भूले, इतिहास गवाह है कि ऐसी ताकतें मिट गई हैं या मुड़ने के लिए मजबूर हो गई है। विश्व का हमेशा यही अनुभव रहा है और इसी अनुभव के आधार पर अब इस बार फिर से पूरे विश्व ने विस्तारवाद के खिलाफ मन बना लिया है। आज विश्व विकासवाद को समर्पित है और विकास की खुली स्पर्धा का स्वागत कर रहा है। साथियों, जब जब मैं राष्ट्र रक्षा से जुड़े किसी निर्णय के बारे में सोचता हूं तो मैं सबसे पहले दो माताओं का स्मरण करता हूं। जब भी मैं राष्ट्र रक्षा के विषय में सोचता हूं तो मैं सबसे पहले दो माताओं का स्मरण करता हूं। पहली, हम सभी की भारत माता। जब मैं दो माताओं का स्मरण करता हूं, पहली हम सभी की भारत माता और दूसरी वे वीर माताएं, दूसरी वे वीर माताएं जिन्होंने आप जैसे पराक्रमी योद्धाओं को जन्म दिया है। मैं उन दो माताओं का स्मरण करता हूं। मेरे निर्णय की कसौटी यही है। इसी कसौटी पर चलते हुए आपके सम्मान, आपके परिवार के सम्मान और भारत माता की सुरक्षा को देश सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता देता है। सेनाओं के लिए आधुनिक हथियार हो या आपके लिए जरूरी साजो सामान, इन सभी पर हम बहुत ध्यान देते रहे हैं। अब देश में बॉर्डर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर खर्च करीब 3 गुना कर दिया गया है। इससे बॉर्डर एरिया डेवलपमेंट और सीमा पर सड़कें, पुल बनाने का काम भी बहुत तेजी से हुआ है। इसका एक बहुत बड़ा लाभ यह भी हुआ है कि अब आपके तक सामान भी कम समय में पहुंचता है। साथियों, सेनाओं में बेहतर समन्वय के लिए लंबे समय से जिसकी आशा थी, वो चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस स्टाफ के पद का गठन करने की बात हो या फिर नेशनल वॉर मेमोरियल का निर्माण, 1 रैंक 1 पेंशन का फैसला हो या फिर आपके परिवार की देखरेख से लेकर शिक्षा तक की सही व्यवस्था के लिए लगातार काम देश आज हर स्तर पर अपनी सेनाओं और सैनिकों को मजबूत कर रहा है। साथियों, भगवान गौतम बुद्ध ने कहा है, साहस का संबंध प्रतिबद्धता से है, कन्विक्शन से है। साहस करुणा है, साहस कंपेशन है। साहस वो है जो हमें निर्भीक और अड़िग होकर सत्य के पक्ष में खड़े होना सिखाएं। साहस वो है जो हमें सही को सही कहने और करने की ऊर्जा देता है। साथियों, देश के वीर सपूतों ने गलवान घाटी में जो अदम्य साहस दिखाया, वो पराक्रम की पराकाष्ठा है। देश को आप पर गर्व है, आप पर नाज है। आपके साथ ही हमारे आईटीबीपी के जवान हो, बीएसएफ के साथी हो, हमारे बीआरओ और दूसरे संगठनों के जवान हो, मुश्किल हालात में काम कर रहे हैं, इंजीनियर हो, श्रमिक हो, आप सभी अद्भुत काम कर रहे हैं। हर कोई कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर मां भारती की रक्षा के लिए, मां भारती की सेवा में समर्पित है। आज आप सभी की मेहनत से देश अनेक आपदाओं से एक साथ और पूरी दृढ़ता से लड़ रहा है। आप सभी से प्रेरणा लेते हुए हम मिलकर हर चुनौती पर, मुश्किल से मुश्किल चुनौती पर विजय प्राप्त करते रहे हैं, विजय प्राप्त करते रहेंगे। जिस भारत के सामने और हम सबने जिस भारत के सपने को लेकर और विशेष रूप से आप सब सरहद पर देश की रक्षा कर रहे हैं, हम उस सपने का भारत बनाने के लिए, आपके सपनों का भारत बनाने के लिए 130 करोड़ देशवासी भी पीछे नहीं रहेंगे, ये मैं आज आपको विश्वास दिलाने आया हूं। हम एक सशक्त और आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाएंगे, बना करके ही रहेंगे। और आपसे प्रेरणा जब मिलती है तो आत्मनिर्भर भारत का संकल्प भी और ताकतवर हो जाता है। मैं फिर एक बार आप सभी का हृदय से बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं। मेरे साथ पूरी ताकत से बोलिए, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, वंदे।